Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back. I gotta tell you guys about this book, Memory Theater by Simon Critchley. Oh my god. So, Memory Theater is Simon Critchley's first piece of fiction or debut work. And this is semi-autobiographical. So Simon, the main character, is a doctor at a university who is emptying out his late coworker's office. Now, his late coworker was a philosopher, and as Simon empties out his office and his belongings, he's rediscovering his work of philosophy, and he's reading through his notes, and he's reflecting on that. Not only through going through his coworker's stuff, but also through telling us about his life. Memory theater. So the memory theater is a concept that is discussed in this book. It is inspired by a variety of different philosophers like Hegel, Heidegger, Kant, Plato. There's a lot of references. To be honest, I can't remember all of them. But this is a really good book, and it's super short. I read it in no time. It's very easy to read. I myself am really bad at remembering different philosophers' kind of stance on things, and it was very interesting to follow everything that was going on in Simon's reflection as he goes from point to point, and how he kind of builds his logic. What I liked about this is it does intertwine different philosophers' opinions and Simon's personal story. So it does feel more like you're reading a fiction work rather than philosophy, which I thought was interesting. I did get that vibe when I was reading The Insufferable Lightness of Being by Kundera. If you like Kundera, I think you might like this as well. The idea of a memory theater would be to if you were on a stage in front of an audience, would be your ability to recall or to perform either or your knowledge, everything you've ever known since you were born, everything you've ever experienced. Now, there are different variations of memory theaters that are discussed in this book. Namely, there's like the idea of a Catholic church. At one point, he's just looking at the church that's across from where he lives, and he's like, oh, the architecture is like a memory theater of the Bible, as it kind of depicts what happens in the Bible. There's also the Shakespearean theaters, where the theater is around and the audience isn't just looking at one stage, it's all around the stage, so you get different angles. There's also Julio Camillo's concept of a memory theater. Now, you can look that up online. It is called spatializing knowledge. It's a physical theater in the traditional sense, with a stage and the rows of audience. Now, the way this theater is represented is that there's a stage with 7 steps or layers of audience, and every audience step, if you will, is a different type of knowledge. So it also allows you... Is there a ghost here? It's just the draft. So this type of theater does make differences between types of knowledge as well, which is an interesting concept. What I find really interesting about the concept of a memory theater, right, is that it inherently implies death. Because if you want to be able to recall every piece of your memory from birth, then it's not really a finite ensemble of information. But it does kind of delve into the concept of eternity as well. Like my example of the Catholic Church, right? The people who made the building have died. But the actual memory theater, that is the building, lives on forever. So there are different discussions like that. Simon also lays in different types of nuances to the subject, which were unexpected to me as I was reading it. As you can see, I've annotated it quite a bit. And I rarely do that. I wrote in the book in pen ink. So needless to say, it was very cool. So I do recommend this book to anyone, even if you're not really a philosophy reader, as I am not myself. It is still very easy to understand. So I hope you like this review. Let me know your thoughts below if you've read other books by Simon Critchley or if you've read this book. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you guys next time. Bye!